I'm just going to fire a bunch of questions at you, and you just tell me simply yes or no if doing this thing will actually help to stop or slow down climate change, okay? If I become a vegetarian and I eat meatless meat, will that help?
Yes, the demand for the new meat products, things like Beyond Meat, Impossible, that's going to help them scale up and reduce that source of emissions.
Okay, great. Buying carbon offsets, does that help?
Oh, that helps fantastically. That's a huge thing that we hope people will do more of.
Oh, good, okay. Buying a private island to escape to.
Probably not. Islands, just flying there generates a lot of carbon.
Okay. Buying paper straws?
Not really. There's the other problem of the plastics getting into the ocean, which is mostly from countries who don't collect their garbage fairly well. In the US, most of those plastic straws get to the dump. They don't get to the ocean. But, it's fine, but it's not really a climate change thing.
Just sidebar. So in terms of like recycling and collecting garbage, I feel like there's a lot of things recently that have told us that the plastic we think we're recycling is not actually going anywhere but a landfill. Does recycling help? Does it actually help?
Some recycling definitely does. Take like aluminum cans. There, the amount of energy you need to make a new can from that recycled can is about a tenth as much as taking the bauxite, the mineral that we make into aluminum. And so that huge energy reduction is helping with emissions. Paper, sometimes is used to remake things. Plastic, in a few cases, was used, but in a lot of cases, it's such low-grade plastic that they can't go back and make a new plastic bottle out of it. So it's a mix.
The answer is just to make less plastic things, right?
Well, you can recycle plastic or you can use less plastic. Packaging, people are trying to innovate to have less packaging, and that's definitely a good thing.
Okay. A couple more questions. Does eating organic produce help?
No.
Okay.
Organic produce requires more land than typical farming techniques. I know that's not a popular answer.
Oh, so it doesn't help. It actually harms. Okay. Hot take. Hot take, Bill. Okay. Flying on planes less often?
Definitely. We do hope to have green aviation fuel, but we don't have that today. So for a lot of people, their flying would be a significant category of emissions that they're connected to. In my case, it's by far the largest category. And so I've gone out and funded green aviation fuel to offset. And it's very expensive, but, I want to set a good example.
Great. When I buy fuel, I'll make sure it's green fuel.
Well, some of the airlines are going to give you a chance
Oh,
to
you
pay
can
a little bit
choose.
more for your ticket as they move to try to buy this. We're at very early days. I mean, like 1% of aviation fuel is green today. And so it'll take decades to get that number up. But the airlines are starting to think about it. They don't want to be the bad guys.
Right, of course. Okay, what about obsessively turning off my lights or my air conditioning or my heater when I leave my house and my room?
Quite modest benefit, but it's a good practice.
So what is the single, not to put any pressure on you, but the single most important thing that an individual can do to help stop or slow climate change?
The biggest thing is their political voice, to tell the government, this is something we want you to hire the best scientists, the best modelers, in the same way you should have gotten us ready for the pandemic. This one is 100% sure to come. We want you to take all the brains in the country and activate them to solve this problem. That is the biggest thing. Without the governments, we could get slight reductions through changes in individual behavior, but not significant, particularly when you look at the developing countries where just providing basic shelter and lighting and a little bit of transport, at a tenth the energy usage that Americans are used to, the demand is going to go up. And so unless we can multiply some things by zero, with innovative approaches, we're not going to bring the 51 billion tons of emissions down dramatically.